Head chef Craig Squire is busy cooking up a storm, preparing to feed an entourage of international delegates this weekend.
It's better to do what you know works best. I don't like to try and do something new when you're serving a high-level event. It's always good to be comfortable with what you're doing and know that it's going to work.
World-class produce sourced locally is on the menu. This twice-cooked pork belly, seared Queensland scallops topped with Davidson plum jam and cauliflower puree dish wouldn't go amiss.
It represents a range of regional produce from the ocean and the tablelands as well, so it's a good marry.
Craig has chosen to highlight the dish over the G20 summit on the daily menu. The restaurant is one of more than 50 local restaurants and cafes to join the Taste a Nation G20 Global Food Safari.
It's all about supporting the diversity of the region and the wonderful food we have here to show the delegates at the G20, but also bring in the community and make sure that they come and taste all the food as well.
Supporting local business doesn't have to be a gourmet affair. If a pie with trimmings is more your fancy, well, that's on offer too. To pinpoint exactly which menus feature the highlighted dishes, look for this sign. The Food Safari runs until Tuesday. See the website for more details. Sasha Passy, Win News.
Evan Mole certainly knows the best way to describe harvest yields on his property this year.
Canola's been good. The wheat's good, the oats has been pretty good, peas have been good.
Evan is nearing the end of crop stripping on his property with only a few paddocks left to attend to. And just like many others in the northeast of Victoria and southern New South Wales, he's facing a better return than 2013.
Harvested virtually nothing off of this paddock. The frost got it last year. This year it's going around about 4 tonne per hectare.
According to experts, an increase on last year's harvest will see financial benefits for many farmers.
The quality's been quite good and prices have remained reasonably strong, which provides reasonable gross margins for different crop types in the area.
And while this season may provide better yields, agronomists say farmers shouldn't rest on their laurels over summer.
Every dollar spent on fallow management returns $6 per hectare on average, just from soil moisture conservation and starting a subsoil profile for the next season's crops.
With improvements in technology, headers are now able to harvest up to 30 tonnes per hour, meaning quick transportation away from the farm is more important than ever.
Well, it's a little bit easier than to fill 3 bushel bags and to sow them and load them on a truck and then stack them up, but it's a lot easier nowadays.
Kieran Jones, Win News.
Severe tropical cyclone Ita transformed this usually buzzing tourist hub into a ghost town. Arriving in darkness late Friday night, she immediately made her presence known. And by dawn the next day, light revealed a very different city.
It's something I haven't seen here in Port Douglas before. This is the worst I've seen things.
Trees and power lines bore the brunt of strong winds, littering the main street with debris.
There's quite a few things like this in town. Big trees, lots of water, softens the ground, down over the power lines. So I think there's 4 areas in town now where there's live wires down.
But emergency crews were quick to contain the damage that was unfolding before them. This large tree behind me is just one of many to come down as Cyclone Ita blew through Port Douglas. And with debris scattered right across the city, it looks like locals are in for a big couple of days as they clean up their streets. Business owners shut up shop as Ita rolled through, but they fared well considering. Then, as quickly as she came, she left, and water replaced wind throughout the city.
We really want to impress on people not to take any unnecessary risks. We spend a lot of time saying to people, if it's flooded, forget it.
Port Douglas residents held their heads high despite the damage, and it was the efforts of strangers that locals found the most overwhelming.
The ambulance and everything else what comes with it, it's enormous. Nobody can put a word to it. No way.
Strong winds also brought power lines down out of town, but the quick response from emergency service crews saw traffic take to the road by Saturday evening. Isabel Mullen, Win News.
Quad bikes can cause horrendous injuries, even death. Warren Johnson knows firsthand how dangerous they can be.
Unfortunately, my father was killed 20 years ago on one every year, so it knocks me around. Yep.
He's just picked up a new all-terrain vehicle with a roll cage. It may just save his life.
A lot of people reckon, you know, racing's dangerous. I've raced all my life, sprint cars, been to Bathurst, and believe me, being in a race car is safer than sitting on the back of a quad.
The ACCC today urged quad bike users to stay safe ahead of the Easter long weekend, saying even the most experienced of riders have been killed or injured from a rollover.
It's the farming community that has suffered the worst with deaths on quad bikes. I said it's devastating for the family, but it doesn't leave a very good taste in your mouth as a dealership as well. So we're really excited about this new product.
This new ATV could change the face of farming.
It's the same size as a quad, a standard quad, but with all the features of full safety belt, seat and a roll cage. So it's quite an innovation.
If the new model lives up to Warren's expectations, he says he'll be replacing all 5 of his quad bikes. Pippa Sheehan, Win News.